All righty then. Let's go back at it again. Week 2 in the books. Movers and shakers, people going up, people going down. Maybe time to hit the panic button. Maybe time to stay still. Don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But some of y'all need to make some fixes. So let's go through it like we have in the last week, and we're going to continue to do this week to week, game by game, matchup by matchup, break it down. This week we were supposed to have a guest host in Gannon. He had some stuff come up. I threw it out to the group chat. None of the rest of you guys were able to do it, which is cool. So we're going solo this week. So I'm gonna start with Ethan and Edge. Edge said don't review his because his team is playing like shit. So we'll hit the quick highlights here and give it the old once over. But all right. So starting right off the bat, I mean, getting 40 from Tyler Lockett for Ethan, it's probably a good sign. Tyler Lockett has been the deep threat, not only of just the Seahawks, but really of the entire league. If Russell Wilson drops back and, cocks it to go deep, you can probably bet your ass he's going to Tyler Lockett. But the big performer of the week for Ethan was definitely Aaron Jones on Monday night, catching 3, running another. I know you guys probably saw the thing about his dad having his dad's ashes around his neck. So shout out to Aaron Jones. I know that's probably a big thing for him. But other than that, some kind of suspect performances. AJ Brown under 10 points, Antonio Gibson under 10 points, Javonte Williams hasn't broken 10 points this year. Austin Hooper really hasn't done much, and that's with OBJ out now. And Landry didn't play that game either. He played one snap, so maybe need to look to shore that thing up. And Ethan left points on the bench. He left Michael Pittman on the bench, and that left Hollywood Brown on the bench. Those guys, once again, didn't need them, but look at that bench. I mean, fucking A, Ethan. Jesus Christ. You could have played your bench in one. But hey, regardless, a win's a win. You got what you needed to get and got it done now. Edge, whew, you ain't kidding, Bubba. It was a good old dick twist for you this week, man. I mean, you got 40 from Lamar, so cool. But God damn it if it didn't help you because you had a bunch of people under 10 too. Robbie Anderson under 10, Chase Claypool just slightly under 10, James Robinson, Jared. I mean, everybody across the board for you didn't really get it done. Tampa Bay had 2 touchdowns, so I mean, they're the highest scoring defense of the week. Good on you there, but yeah, it didn't help. This one was pretty much, in hand before Monday night. And then Ethan just poured some salt in the wound on you and had to make it a little more painful by throwing up a 40 piece from, Aaron Jones on Monday night. And the worst part is it's not like you made bad calls. So you left people on the bench that were supposed to be there. So yeah, as you guys saw with Edge in the chat, he needs some help. Reach out. Let's get the waiver wire going. Let's get the trade line, the hot stove burning. I mean, Josh, you're probably going to get Josh Jacobs back at some point. I don't know what the update is here, but so he's very questionable. So probably not going to be back for next week. That fucking sucks. So, hey, if you guys are willing to make trades, hit Edge up. But Edge falls to 0-2, is sitting in dead last right now. The man is looking for a lifeline. Let's see who will give it to him. So, all right, moving on to the Bauer Power matchup. Gannon hit me with a line today he wanted to make sure I said that his name might be Bauer Power Bottoms, but he came out as the Bauer Power Top in this one. So another thing that some of you guys don't know, there's a little bit of drama in this matchup. Bauer had to be a little princess and had to text me because he didn't put in his defense properly, and it was sitting on his bench. So reached out to me. I said I wasn't going to do it. He kind of bitched and moaned, as Bauer typically does, that fucking cuck. So I said, I'll put it to your opponent. And I guess that's really a message for all you guys. If you do leave someone on the bench within reason, outside of just a bad matchup, that you played the wrong guy, within reason, I'll put it to your opponent to leave it on, the decision. Gannon took the high road, didn't matter because he with those points didn't even get Bauer across the finish line for the win. But yeah, I personally think that it was your fault. You left him on the bench. It's on you. Deal with it. It's all right. But Gannon showed you mercy. So make sure to give him the old next time you see him. But running down, Bauer with Prescott getting jack shit and probably one of the best matchups he's going to get all season. definitely didn't help. Got solid performances from other people. Kyle Pitts breaking double digits without a touchdown. DJ Moore over 20. I mean, double digits from the defense that you had us put in for you again. Sorry. Gerald Henderson solid performance, but Dak to Amari didn't do to me what you needed, or did to me what you needed it to do here, and it didn't fucking work out for you. Sorry, big guy, but yeah, Gannon, look at him coming in powerful, getting his first win of the season, behind 35 almost from Aaron Rodgers, all of which were pretty much within the 5-yard line. Tosses to Aaron Jones. So maybe LaFleur's trying to keep Rodgers happy, and that's the way he doesn't piss him off. But I'm sure Gannon's not going to be mad at 35 points. Jamar Chase, another touchdown for the Rook. Brandon Cooks has been balling out all season. Bauer Power Bottoms has a bunch of dog shit here with Beasley and Kamara and Edwards-Helaire all getting under 10. Kamara getting under 10 is absolutely brutal. Edwards-Helaire looks like he is fucking washed, man. He's gonna. My prediction. Some of us were talking about this earlier on Xbox. I think that Edwards-Helaire goes into the doghouse and he does not come out. I think it's over for him. I think Andy Reid is done trusting him, and he goes to somebody else, whether it be Darrell Williams or they fucking signed a veteran or whoever it may be. But yeah, that fumble at the end was bad. 46 rush yards. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, I get Baltimore's a good defense, but Edwards-Helaire just hasn't really looked good. Gronk with another 2 touchdowns. Fucking A. Looks like the guy's found the fountain of youth. And then other than that, it doesn't really much else to talk about there. Not really much on the bench. Tony Pollard, goes off. I mean, don't necessarily see you playing him over any of these people, except maybe Eli Mitchell, who I think is probably one of the worst waiver wire ads for everybody across the board. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter in our league because there's no fab, but there was somebody in one of our other leagues that spent every single dollar on Eli Mitchell, and I just don't get it. There's other running backs there, and there will continue to be other running backs there. And if there's anything Shanahan's known to do, it's known to kind of rotate those guys in and out. So don't think Eli Mitchell's going to be a guy. I mean, definitely a good pickup for you, Bauer, because once again, we don't have fab, but in other leagues, not so much. But that's really it here. Nothing else to talk about. So we will go down, move on to the next matchup. Going to my brother and Mr. J. So once again, my brother getting a fucking performance of a lifetime from Tom Brady. The guy's having one of the best years he's ever had at the age of what seems like 100 at this point. I will continue to hate slightly. I mean, I do like Tom Brady, but I just don't think he's a good fantasy quarterback. But hey, he keeps shutting me up if he puts up 40 points a week. I mean, I don't blame you for playing him. Obviously, Atlanta's a cake matchup, so you're gonna play him there. But yeah, 40 points from Brady isn't gonna happen every week. And hey, maybe I die on that hill, and that's when I bite my tongue on at the end of the season. But yeah, don't know about that one. Decent performances, from other people. Darren Waller, maybe not what you're looking for, but still getting the job done. Shepard having a nice game. David Montgomery, having a game. Damian Harris, had a pretty decent game. Got his projection, but yeah, could have got more out of that in a matchup with the Jets. Christian Kirk still looked really good, but maybe Rondale Moore starting to take over there. Rondale Moore had a hell of a game, and obviously Nuke is always going to be the number one option there. And then for Jeff to get a win after dog shit from Tyreek Hill, that's huge for him, moving to 2-0. And then on the other side, Mr. J. Oh, there's some stuff left to be desired here, buddy. Man, 2.7 and 2.8 from Brown and Davis. Yeah, probably not going to get a win with your receivers combining for just over 5 points. That's not even including getting 5 points from Kittle, who's supposed to be a fucking game changer. Saquon Barkley not breaking 10 doesn't necessarily look healthy this year, so who knows if they're easing him back in. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Eckler having a good game, Singletary having a good game, and Josh Allen having a good game, but not good enough. Not hitting his projection there. Yeah, it just wasn't your week, Mr. J. Barely breaking 100. Not really like your style, so maybe expect for you to bounce back with some of these, but I'm not gonna lie. I think that receiving core is a little suspect. AB, Corey Davis, and Sammy Watkins. if I had to stack rank them against the rest of the league, that'd probably be the worst receiving core. But on the other side of that coin, to have Eckler and Saquon Barkley, maybe that's the best running back tandem in the league. So leaving points on the bench, Jeff left McKissick on the bench, rightfully so. Didn't necessarily think he'd have the role that he did, but maybe he does moving forward. Looked like he was kind of the reliable guy there down the stretch in crunch time for them. And then Mr. J, no one really on the bench that would have helped you, make up the difference. So you press the right buttons, just their buttons there weren't right themselves, I guess. So hey, maybe you need to hit the waiver wire, the trade market, try to wheel and deal a little bit. Maybe you dish out one of those running backs. I'm just saying, maybe I'd be interested in one of those fucking running backs if you gave me a call. And then Jeff, moving to 2-0, but I'm going to call you out again. I think your team is suspect. I don't necessarily like it. Maybe make some moves, maybe stay pat. Who knows? That's on you. You're at 2-0, and I'm not, so can't point the finger. All right, moving on. Let's hit the matchup of Augie and Farbad. And Augie coming out and laying a fucking pipe on Farbad. My God, almost cracking 200. And that's getting 2 points from Landry. He got injured on the very first play of the game and left, didn't come back. Now he's on the IR. So maybe Augie's hitting the trade market looking for another receiver. Who knows? But to get 55 from Derrick Henry, I mean, fucking my God. 182 on the ground and 3 rushing touchdowns, 6 receptions thrown in there too. Not Derrick Henry's game, so surprising to see that there. But yeah, to get 55 from Henry, getting 30 from McLaurin, 30 from Mahomes, 22 from the Buffalo defense. Yeah, Farbad, you were fucked right off the rip, my guy. You were not going to win this matchup. Doesn't really matter how you frame it. Fucking, I know, Augie, we were in trade talks today. I'm still interested. If you're interested, hit me up. But yeah, that's an absolute ass pounding. Farbad, you're fucked from the rip. And on your side, you got a solid performance from Matt Stafford, got a solid performance from Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. Even Dalvin Cook hits his projection, but one from Higbee and one from Shenault probably fucking it pretty hard. Mark Andrews, you probably wanted a little more there in an up pace matchup against the Chiefs. Didn't hit his projection. Uncle Len, Lombardi Lenny. I honestly thought they'd probably run more, so I see your thought process there. But hey, I think there's some incentive laden shit that Brady's trying to hit, and he's trying to get Gronk to hit. He's trying to get some of the other guys to hit. So the Bucks are chucking the ball like it is no one's fucking business. Fournette definitely has established himself as the number one guy, so you were expecting more. I get it, but yeah, they are just fucking tossing that bitch all around the season. And then on the bench, Augie, I mean, you weren't going to play Tim Patrick over Jarvis Landry because you couldn't see the injury, but I guess that's the one thing to point out. And then Farbad, much like some of the other losses in our league, nothing on the bench that would have saved it. Definitely sucked. I know you probably want more from your guys that you played, but hey, take your ass pounding, move on. There's always next week. All right, and moving to the matchup of Aaron and Dotson, and this one fucking stings for Dottie. Throwing up 181 points, third highest most points in the league this week, and getting the loss. I mean, I can't remember a time where someone else in our league has thrown up 180 and taken an L. I mean, Kyler Murray over 40, Mike Evans 25. You got performances across the fucking board. Pittsburgh defense left a little to be desired. I doubt you weren't carrying another defense, not like anybody would. But yeah, you got performances up and down your fucking roster and lost. As for Aaron, every single person on his team showed up to fucking play. Russell Wilson, 30, which was his projection. Davante Adams, 23, was his projection. Hopkins didn't hit his projection. Cooper Kupp, fucking hell, 45 fucking points. He's the clear number one guy there right now in LA. Stafford must like him a lot. So probably going to be seeing a lot of production from Cooper Kupp this season. DeAndre Swift didn't hit his projection, but still fucking solid game. Mike Davis just over his projection in a game that they weren't going to be running the ball, so probably a lot of passing there. But he didn't necessarily could have got more, only 4 receptions. Hawkinson balled out. Tyler Boyd beat projections. Marvin Jones Jr. balled out. And the fucking New England D against the Jets, Zach Wilson. Some of you guys probably watching the game on Red Zone. Started the game with 2 picks right off the bat. First 2 throws were both interceptions. Ended the game with 4 interceptions in total. So yeah, that's a nice day for your defense when you're picking off the QB 4 times and holding them to less than a touchdown. So brutal for Zach Wilson's start there in the Meadowlands. But on the bench, Aaron, you weren't going to play anyone else. Once again, it didn't matter. And Dottie, you didn't leave anything left to be desired on the bench. So nothing you could have done there. You just take an L in a tough spot, moves you to 1-1 in 3rd place. That's the silver lining for you. But Aaron moves to 2-0, first place in the league, most points. Kind of rolling on all cylinders right now, so we're gonna have to knock you off your fucking pedestal, you son of a bitch. But that team's looking strong. I'll give you credit where it's due. The team's definitely looking strong up and down. And then the last matchup of the week. You'll love to see it. Me against Grogan. Oh, Grogan. Man, I know this one was a tough one for you to swallow. I thought I wasn't going to squeak it out. All came down to Casey's final drive. I needed a couple of catches from Kelsey. He got every single one of them, got himself over 100, they got the bonus for me, just squeaked it out to beat you by a whopping 0.3 points. Fucking love to see it. Grogan, going back to the well and Ayuk, ooh, that was fucking risky, man. And you paid the price. Yeah, definitely. 1 reception for 6 yards. I don't know what's going on with Ayuk out there. Shanahan does not like him, or fucking maybe it's Garoppolo that doesn't like him. Who fucking knows? But he looks just out of the loop entirely. Other than that, obviously CMC doing CMC type things, having a good day. Jalen Hurts, a decent day against a good defense, so shout out there. Keenan Allen ended up pace plus matchup for him. Didn't get his projection. That kind of stings. Still had a good day in his own right. Gerald Everett getting 1 point for your tight end. Definitely that hurts. Devonta Smith, you didn't do much with that stack there. I know you're probably looking for more. And on your bench, you left Zach Pascal, who you played him over Ayuk. You beat me with comfort. Or if you move Devonta Smith up into the Ayuk spot and play Russell Gage, Ronald Jones, you play anyone else, you beat me, except with the exception of Curtis Samuel on the IR, obviously, or Tony Jones Jr. But sorry, you take the L. I threw up a 0 from Jamison Crowder, who was a late scratch. Definitely hate to see that, but the rest of my team just kind of ho-humming it, this week. Definitely left some to be desired. Travis Kelce my team goes as Travis Kelce goes. 27 points there. Fucking love to see it. Obviously, a lot of you guys are in other leagues with me. I have Travis Kelce in pretty much every league I'm in. Wasn't by design. Didn't necessarily want him, but he was laying there, and hey, the dude is giving me exactly what I want him to give me. So Chris Godwin caught another touchdown. Matt Ryan had a better day. But still, Atlanta just kind of fucking sucks. Augie, I mean, you're talking about that today. You admitted it, not me. Myles Gaskin under projections. Logan Thomas under projections. New York defense, I was thinking Mac Jones would be the one throwing picks. He wasn't. 3 fucking points from the New York defense. So back to the waiver wire, I go with that one. I left Zach Moss on the bench, but after week 1, I don't think anyone's going to blame me for not playing him. I left Amon-Ra St. Brown on the bench, which maybe I should have slid him in instead of Crowder if I would have really watched it up to lock. I was just kind of paying attention to my DraftKings lineup, so that's on me. But didn't matter. Got the win, and I'll get Odo Beckham back hopefully this week, and we'll resume business as normal. But other than that, that is the week in a nutshell. So let's go and look at the standings real quick. We have 2 teams sitting at 2-0 with Aaron and Jeff. Once again, I definitely think Aaron is the better of those 2 teams, and Jeff, his points against are the lowest in the league, it looks like. No, Yep, they are. So, Jeff, like I said, I think you're in trouble. Don't get too comfortable. I think you're going to need to make some moves to keep your seat up there. And then there is an absolute fucking log jam in the 1-1 sphere. Dotson, Augie, Bauer, Power Bottoms, Gannon, Ethan, Brogan, Mr. J, and me, all sitting at 1-1. Definitely good to see for the competitiveness of the league. We're going to see a lot of moving and shaking here in the coming weeks, but good to see a lot of us get wins under our belt. Then, the two at the bottom really just taking the shaft. Both of y'all, Farbod and Edge, are 0-2. Both have had incredibly high points against. Farbod sitting with the most points against in the league. Let's see, Edge, you are at the 5th most points in the league against. So not only you're not putting up points, you're getting a fucking shellacking in the midst of those losses too. And but don't count them out. Obviously, maybe we see something more from them here in the coming weeks. But I think it's interesting that both Aaron and Jeff don't have a move of any kind yet. No trades, no waivers, no nothing. Don't think that's a recipe for success. Maybe you're gonna want to hit the trade wire. Maybe you're gonna hit the waivers, try to pick somebody up because you're gonna have to make some changes. It's just how it is. The rest of us, as I said, all of us sitting here at 1-1 are coming for you, and definitely going to see some difference there. With there not being a guest this week, but definitely a short video. So good luck to everybody next week. You're gonna fucking need it. Y'all 0-2. Try to get on the board. Y'all 2-0. We're coming for you as promised. With that, I'll go ahead and sign it off, and I will talk to y'all later.